Heavyweight boxing fans, what's the deal? All right, man. So Joseph Parker and his team has came out and they've said that for a comeback fight, they would like to fight Dillian Whyte. I like that idea. Now, a few weeks ago, the IBF, they came out and they ordered Pulev versus Dillian Whyte as the final eliminator for the IBF. So I'm not sure that Dillian Whyte or Joseph Parker and his team will get Dillian Whyte next, you know what I mean? But I do like the fact that they are trying to fight guys like a Dillian Whyte. And actually that fight makes sense to me when, you know, I know when Dillian Whyte wanted to fight Parker, he wanted a title shot. But I've heard, I actually did videos about it last summer where Dillian Whyte was coming out calling Parker the worst heavyweight champion ever. He actually said that in an interview before. He really didn't rate Parker, man. He thought Parker was going to get smashed against Joshua. I was a part of that fan group that thought that the Joshua versus Parker fight was going to go to a decision, and I thought it would be a competitive fight. Not too many people thought that. A lot of people thought Joshua was going to just steamroll Parker. But anyways, you know, so I know Dillian Whyte, we all know he wants to fight Deontay Wilder. He wants to rematch with Joshua. You know, he has put together a nice little string of victories. He just knocked out Lucas Brown. Beat Helenius, you know, so he has some good wins that he has put together, man. So, and I also heard him say that he's not going to sit around and just wait for Deontay Wilder. He's not going to just sit around and wait for the Deontay Wilder fight or any other fight. He will keep fighting. That's one thing I do like about Dillian, is he's not just going to sit and wait. You know what I mean? He will get in there and fight other guys. But with that said, though, if Joseph Parker cannot get the Dillian Whyte fight right away, there's some other good fights out there for him, man. The last I checked, he was being co-promoted with Top Rank. I'm not sure how all that's still working out right now, but the Brian Jennings fight seemed like an easy fight that can be made. Ruiz Jr. rematch is a good fight that can be made. A lot of good fights out there for him. I know Jarrell Miller's fighting Johan Duhaupas. They're mentioning Miller to get a fight with Joshua, but I'm thinking Joshua's going to go the Povetkin route. I thought that the minute that I seen Povetkin being rated highly by the other sanctioning bodies. He's #1 by the WBA, #1 by the WBO. And then when they put him on the undercard of the Joshua versus Parker, I said, man, they're going to go with Povetkin. There's no way in the world that Hearn is going to showcase Povetkin against Price for the hell of it because he likes him, you know what I mean? Or because he's doing it for a reason. He's doing it for a reason, you know what I mean? So I thought they were going to Povetkin the minute they put him on the undercard. But anyways, though, man, as far as JP goes, I like the idea of them calling out guys like Whyte. Like I said, Miller's another option. Miller's somebody else that's called out Parker when he was a title holder. When he was a title holder, a lot of people was calling out Parker as the weakest link. You know, they had a lot of things to say about him. So, you know, I hope Parker doesn't go back to New Zealand, and no offense to my Kiwi fans out there, but what I mean by that is to go back to New Zealand and just camp out there. Nah, man, stay getting fights in the UK, come to the US, get some fights. You know what I mean? I think he'll always be able to go back home. You know what I mean? He'll always be able to go back home, man. So there's no rush to necessarily get back home, but if he did want to take a little, you know, meantime in between time type of fight until he takes on a tough challenge, whether it's the UK or in the States, I wouldn't mind that, but I don't think he necessarily needs to go that route. He's still young. He didn't get beat up in his last fight. He lost the fight to Joshua on points, but it's not one of those fights where he needs to take half a year off to recover. Now, he suffered a cut that was caused by elbow. So, shit, man. He didn't get beat up in that fight or get knocked down 6 or 7 times or none of that type of stuff, man. So, I mean, either go the route fighting, you know, notable name guys in the States or the UK, or if he wants to go the route, you know, fighting like a Ajit Kabayel or Tom Schwartz or Zhili Zhang or somebody like that. Or now, you know, if he wants to fight Kaitaro Fujimoto now, I wouldn't mind that now. You know what I mean? It's dark, man. It's real dark. Y'all can barely see me. But I wouldn't mind that now. You know what I mean? But I damn sure didn't want to see it when he had that WBO strap. But, you know, fights like that. If you want to fight like a Christian Hammer on his way back or something like that, I wouldn't mind something like that, man. But I do like the fact that he does want to fight Dillian Whyte, that he's calling him out. Although we know Dillian Whyte seems as if he may have his hands full as far as other obligations. You know, they got that Pulev. They ordered that as a mandatory. But I do like that idea of that fight, man. What do y'all think about that fight? Who y'all think will win that fight between Dillian Whyte and Joseph Parker, man? I think it's a 50-50-ish type of fight. I may favor Joseph Parker in that fight to win by decision. I think he's more versatile than Dillian Whyte. And I think he could punch just as hard as Dillian Whyte. I know that last highlight reel KO of Dillian Whyte that he had on Lucas Brown really stands out, you know what I mean? But I'm not going to let that fool me, man. I think shot for shot, I think it's about even as far as power. I think that Parker has better legs. I think he has a better chin if I had to put money on it. I think his hands are quicker. I think he can win that fight by decision. In a good fight, good competitive fight. Now, I'm not saying he goes in there, he just coasts to decision against Dillian Whyte like it's some easy fight. But I think he wins that fight in a close, I'm going to say close, but a competitive 8-4. You know what I mean? 116, 112 type of scorecard. That'd be my prediction on the fight. But you guys let me know what you think in the comment section about that fight, man. Dillian Whyte versus Joseph Parker. Again, like I said, I know Dillian Whyte has Pulev situation right now with the IBF mandatory. I know that, but I'm just responding to the article that I seen on the NZ Herald about Joseph Parker wanting, or his team calling out, or, you know, mentioning that they would want to fight Dillian Whyte. Y'all let me know what you think in the comment section, man. I'm gone.